we'd like to ask what your experiences with your past editions, what you pass along to the youngsters here that you're going to talk about.
Well, I think the first thing is you have to share your knowledge. That's the first thing. You have to share your knowledge about how you become fit and recover. And it's, for me, it was not only a mental thing, but a physical thing. And it's also ongoing. I mean, I still work at it all the time. I don't think that, you know, you stop. It's one of those things that, you know, the counselors that I've worked with, I still work with. I mean, yesterday I was with my coach for 3 hours. So, you know, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you got to keep on doing. And also it's physical too. So you work out, keep your mental health together, and you keep working. Keep busy. I think that's the best advice, you know. I mean, I think idle time, obviously, I don't know what to do. So, I mean, me, I'm on.
Anyone else? Sir.
Richie, obviously Jersey's important to you. So why did you want to come back here? Why did you want to help? As you just mentioned, you're still going through your process. But why did you want to?
Well, obviously I did. Obviously share my process, but you know.
Well, let me see if I can help you with that. I met Richie. I was introduced by a mutual friend, and he indicated to me that when he found out that we had 112 overdose deaths in 2013, that he said to me, "I'll do whatever I can to help you in this epidemic." And it's all about communication. And what we're trying to do is communicate with the youth. We're trying to communicate with people that this is not the direction that you want to go in. And he's doing it through his music. There's no better communicator than Richie Sambora and his music, and that's what we're trying to do here today. We also have Maureen Morello, and she's a mom. And between a mom and Richie, I think the message is going to be sent tonight loud and clear that this is not the direction that you want to go in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the music business has its pitfalls, and I was lucky enough to survive and be alive. But I mean, I found, you know, and as she's here tonight, one of the guys in my band in a gas station bathroom dead. You know, I know maybe another 9, 10 guys that played with me when I was a kid, dead from heroin. That's, I mean, this is the most dangerous thing. There's no getting out alive on this, you know. This is not messing around, you know. So when we got together, and we started to brainstorm and talk about this thing, you know, I mean, I got first-hand experience. I didn't have it, but obviously I did other stuff, you know. And now I'm cleared up, and all is good. And that's a, you know, that's a real good thing. But like I said, I've seen this firsthand, and I also seen. I wrote a song, especially this evening, called Laugh House. That basically, I wanted to do something optimistic. That was a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. And everybody needs that lighthouse when they're far off the shore, in the Jersey Shore. You know, so we'll be hearing that tonight. And I must say, it came out pretty good. It came out pretty good. You'll be hearing it twice tonight. I'm going to play it twice.
We'll do Marcy and then Hazel.
Tell us a little bit more about the song and what message you want to send through the song. We're talking about using music to reach another part of our community.
Oh, you know, obviously, you know, when you're lost in despair and you have that moment where you're going to go back and use, right? And there's many different triggers that can happen that, whether it's childhood, psychological problems, relationship problems, economic problems, maybe in families, you know, miscommunication problems that happen, you know, between people in relationships. You know, people get to a point where they get overwhelmed and they drown in their doubt, and that's when they're the most vulnerable. And that is when you let your faith shine like a lighthouse, and that is basically the premise. So, I mean, without the faith that you can actually do it. I actually wrote the song with Eileen Schrodman who, this is the first time we ever written together, and she's been an employee of mine for a long time. And she's a great wordsmith, and a really, really good friend of mine, Richie Sambora. And Richie Sambora is now a recovering heroin addict for 20 years. And he wrote Amazing with Steve and Tyler, and he co-wrote my second album with me also. So we kind of collaborated on this. So I mean, it's over the last 2 days. And I really, really, really think that it's going to be a great song. And I will pass it on to the recovery community, and I'm sure that people will respond to it. And, you know, it's just got a lot of hope. I mean, that's the thing. It's the beacon of hope. That's what the lighthouse is, right?
What can you say to the kids that are living in the suburbs of New Jersey, the suburbs of New York? You know, it's slow, and they want to live that rock star life, and they think that doing something like heroin is the way to go to live that fast, fun lifestyle. Like, what do you say to them that when they live in a small?
Don't do it. Case closed. You know, nobody gets out alive, man. I mean, who knows what they're putting in this stuff nowadays on the street and everything like that? You never know. You know, I mean, you really gonna trust that? I mean, you know, when I was writing the song, I had a line in the song, and it said, you know, when your dealer writes your name, it's written in your blood. I had to take it out because it's a little too dire. I know who I'm talking about. So I kind of made this song also. I started out writing a song called Needles on the Shore, and then we talked and we said, nah. But I'll write that someday, you know, and I'll put it on my record, but not to this audience and not to what's going on. We're trying to deliver a message of hope.
Absolutely. This is about saving a life. This is all that's here tonight, saving a life. And, you know, maybe we'll save a life that's in that auditorium. The bottom line is that we're never going to arrest our way out of this problem. Richie sees that. And it's all about communication, and we're hoping to communicate through his music. And I can't be more heartened by the fact that he wrote this song. You know, it humbles me to know that he's part of my team. And we're willing to partner up with Richie and the health department and other agencies, because this is not a fight that we can win by ourselves.
Natalie?
Mr. Sambora, Natalie with FiOS 1 News. After hearing that there were 112 drug overdose deaths last year and 29 this year, when you hear that, what does it bring up for you emotionally?
Is it I have a 16-and-a-half-year-old daughter. I'm scared shit. That's it. You know, I mean, you know, one little mistake now because of peer pressure crossing the line, right? I mean, you know, you got to be strong. And, I mean, that scares the hell out of me, you know. It really, really is, you know, so, yeah, I mean, you know, we all got kids. Like, you know, that's how come I brought my band here. We all got kids. Everybody's worried, you know, knock on wood. You know, my daughter's clean and she's, you know, she's doing amazing. And I'm a very lucky man, but there's a lot of parents out there that have lost their children. It's unconceivable. When we were at my house and we started talking about this, I said, I don't care what I gotta do. I don't know, when I was writing that song, I started crying. So I don't know if I'll make it through it tonight. I'll probably have to do it twice.
And that's how I feel. I mean, we're not going to just, like I said, arrest our way out of it. So everything's on the table, whether it's bringing canine dogs into the schools, whether it's prescription drop-offs, whether it's doing videos, strict liability, holding people accountable for their actions, drug dealers accountable for their actions, and having Richie do our forums. The bottom line is to send a message out there, and unfortunately, just by speaking doesn't necessarily get the message across. His music, I think, will, and that's why we're here today. And I'm thrilled that he's part of our team, and you know, tonight I think we're going to have a tremendous event.
I agree.
You mentioned before about idle hours being dangerous. Did substance abuse have anything to do with the fact that you left the band? Because a lot of people are speculating about that. Can you maybe address that for us?
No. My family. I'll tell you what. I was on the road for 30 years. I'm the guy that writes these songs. I co-produce the records. Okay, so say you write for 4 or 5 months. You make a record for 4 or 5 months. And we were the most insane band because we would tour between 12 months and 18 and a half months. My last tour that I did with the band was 52 countries and 18 and a half months. You realize you miss a lot of life. And in between that, I managed to do 3 solo records and 3 tours of my own, and produce numerous other artists and write songs for a lot of other different artists also. And I realized, first of all, the last tour, 2 tours that I did with the band, back to back, in history, there's only two other bands that did it. Rolling Stones, Grateful Dead, and us, in the history of rock and roll. So, quite frankly, I was, my pace needed to slow down. And my daughter, she was just about to go out and drive, man, 8 months later. And quite frankly, I didn't think the record was ready. And I thought that we were going to go out on the road too soon because we just had this huge, huge, huge thing. And, you know, so we just didn't agree.
And he wanted to partner up with us.
I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And it's like, look, the band still exists. There's not.
Are you going back? Are you going back someday?
I'm not sure when, but there's no time frame. But I'll tell you one thing. What I'm doing now is creating my own brand and my own company because I plan to do this till I'm dead. Because this is my passion. And you know what? There will always be a philanthropic arm to everything I do. Because, you know, this perception, quote unquote, of what a rock star is, I never believed it one bit. I'm a musician, I'm a songwriter, I'm a working musician, and I'm still learning. I still take singing lessons. I take guitar lessons every once in a while. I still do. From guys that, you know, because I taught myself, you know, I'm still learning. That's the best part of it. And that's really, really important. So I'm pretty hell-bent on making sure that no matter what happens with this band, that I will be able to go have a career and enjoy myself and pursue my passion.
Final 2 questions. It's going to be from the Asbury Park Press and the TV 21. Get ready.
Richie,
Media folks of the
Richie,
future.
your old pal Kathy Zelak says hello.
Pardon?
Your old pal Kathy Zelak says hello.
You gotta talk louder, baby. Come over here.
Your old pal Kathy Zelak says hello.
Oh, please, please.
I'm Chris.
Chris, good to see you.
But Richie, I wanted to ask you, you're lending your weight to fighting the opiate epidemic here, and John Bon Jovi, you know, he's fighting homelessness and hunger. Do you see a time if and when you get back with the band to make the band complete, the band Bon Jovi? Do you think maybe you guys will take a more socially conscious track?
Oh, no, we've always had a social consequence. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, from day one, from album 1, you know, the song Runaway, the first thing we did, there was an epidemic of runaways and in New York at that point in time. That was 1983, and we started there. As a band, as we went through different areas of the world, we run into a drought, we run into a flood, we run into this, we run into that, you know, and we would always, you know, work with the Red Cross, do everything that we possibly could, and, you know, my mom and dad raised me right. They, you know, I mean, I don't care if it's a nickel or it's your time. I mean, you know, for me, my philanthropic work is the things. First of all, I can't say no to kids at all. I'm a sucker for that. I just, no matter what, you know, the stuff that happens in front of me in my community, like this. This is my community. This is where I grew up. My mom lived down the street, you know, and I lived there too. You know, and I grew up in Woodbridge, obviously. And then, you know, in California, I'm involved with the Midnight Mission, which has been around now for, they're celebrating their 100th year. And they take the homeless people off the streets and rehabilitate them and put them in to real life. And the guy that runs the whole thing now, they took him off the streets and they elevated him to a place where now he's the head of it. And so the stuff that's in your community, you know, obviously cancer, my dad passed his cancer, so I did a couple shows and we put 3 hospice units on the streets to bring chemo to people that couldn't get to the hospital. So I mean, look, if you could do something, I mean, I've been a blessed guy, man. I've had a charmed life. I mean, take a look. You all read about me in the tabloid. Yeah. See my baby pictures everywhere. Ups, downs, sideways, and all that stuff, you know. So, but hey, man, you know, you got to give back if you can. And you know what? The opportunity to give back is such a gift. And I know that might sound corny to most people, but let me tell you something. What makes you feel better? Nothing.
And if you save a life, how wonderful is that?
You get the message.
One, you want to take us home?
Okay, we're a student news group, and as far as students go, do you have any advice for us as far as substance abuse or career, just achieving your career goals?
Number one, choose the right people to hang out with. This is what I tell my daughter. Okay? You have to have the tools. Okay? So, you know when you walk into a room where the bad energy is. You know where the bad juju is. You know who's good, who's bad. You can almost feel it. So you have to be attentive and aware. That's the most thing you can do because, hey, we send our kids out. They're with everybody else more than we are. You know, so you have to be aware and look around. And that is really the thing. You keep your eyes on your goals. And don't run away from yourself. Because that's what substance does. It just makes you, like, you don't want to deal with yourself. You know, you want to know who you are. You don't want to numb yourself out. So if you really want to know who you are, stop.
You have to pick your true friends, and then you have to stay the course.
Thank you so much. Thank you, folks, for being so patient.
Thanks, guys. Are you kidding me? This is our community, man. We got to stop this stuff. Ain't no good. Hey, what's happening here? Everybody ready to sing out? Strong. Strong. So, sing out. Okay, we're about to take you to church. These lovely children. First thing I want everybody to do is just start snapping. 2, 3, 4. Everybody. I want everybody. Get it now. Now I'm going to ask you to start humming. Everybody hum now. If you know it, sing it too. Sometime in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. If we are right, know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're We all need somebody to lean on. Under the mat, there's a problem to understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Good. I'm gonna ask the kids now. You guys ready to sing a couple of acapella choruses? Bring us to church. I'll start you off, and you're gonna do two choruses in a row, right? Here we go.